Trap it down, chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Chop it down, chop it down, chop it down, you gon' chop it down. Damn, set, watch you throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of Trap or Dive Podcast. I am your host of the Trap or Dive Podcast, Mual. And this is post-game recap. AJ is in here. Dre is in here. Let's get the administrative items out of the way off top. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're on the YouTube side. I definitely appreciate that. Audio side, man, hit that follow button if you can. Hit his written rating review if you can as well. Also takes 10 seconds to do so, and it's free to show you support that way. Schedule-wise, let's do this off the rip as well. This week, we will have a different schedule than usual. Trap or Dive Late Night is ongoing as of right now. As we're recording or streaming live. But we'll just have all 32 this week and one Commanders episode, which will be live on Wednesday. So there will be no Commanders Tuesday. There will be no Commanders Thursday. Just live Wednesday for a small revisit of the Chiefs and then obviously game preview for Seattle. So we just have 3 shows this week. Tonight, all 32, and Commanders on Wednesday. Washington loses. Hey, Brad. You know what's so funny? Jay Tizzy's hilarious because I'm sorry. Washington loses 28-7. You go into the game, you know, a lot of people saw like there was no shot that Washington is going to win, right? And then you see how the game is unfolding in the first quarter, and you're like, there's no effing way this is happening to Washington for Washington. 2 drives to start the game. You pick off Pat Mahomes. 4 straight drives. Your very first 4 drives offensively, you get into Chiefs territory. You score on one of them. Just one out of the 4 opportunities you had in Chiefs territory, right? But you go into the half tied 7-7. And then all hell breaks loose. In that second half, you get blanked. And obviously Washington they just could not get off the field to save their lives in the second half. 2 Kansas City Chiefs drives in the third quarter that ultimately breaks the game wide open for them. Just 2. 16 plays total, 8 minutes total off the clock, ending in 2 touchdowns. And Washington has 1 drive that punts, and they actually ultimately, again, they get shut out, so they end the game with no more points at all. Fellas, as I give you all the floor, I'll come back to Jay Tizzy later. It's funny. It's nothing to get on him about, but it's just funny. But the floor is yours on your thoughts on tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I could take away from the game is it was entertaining. Wasn't like a complete domination. Essentially, Washington came out with their hair on fire. They was driving the ball downfield. And then, unfortunately, you had the pass that bounced off of Debo's face mask as he was getting excited to go upfield, which halted the drive. But then Washington was able to create two turnovers, but scored no points out of those turnovers. We know how hard it's been for this team to accomplish even getting turnovers defensively. So to have that happen and not get no points in return, in that minimum, you could have got a field goal, but I appreciate the aggressiveness in trying to go for, a touchdown possibly, or just continuing the drive. So I don't have a problem there. I think the worst thing that happened to this team, especially defensively, was halftime. I think I think that they were on fire from a defensive standpoint. They were playing fast. Some things were still open, of course, for the Chiefs, but ultimately they were playing fast. And then out of half, kind of lost their fire. Didn't help that, Kansas City was able to drive the ball downfield for seven of their opening drive in the second half, and then turn around. You get Jalen Lane fumble the return, and the ball is out at the one. Yeah, man, I just think with this particular team, it's still glaring holes of needs. You have some guys that played well and did their thing. Um, yeah, man, you just got a lot of things happening, whether it be Lermy Tunsil injury, Johnny Newton, Javon Kinlaw, Terry McLaurin's hurt again, which already expected to happen. you know, I just don't think that he's not even probably 80%, but great touchdown catch. Um, Luke McCaffrey made a hell of a catch on the sideline. Like I said, man, I didn't expect him to win this game against the Chiefs, especially not having Jaden. But I think that, you know, the defense balled out, in my opinion. They balled out, even though the score may not illustrate that fully. I mean, you're going against Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the NFL. On top of that, they got a bunch of different guys that can be of usage to them, from Travis Kelsey to Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Rasheed Rice, Juju, all these different pieces that they could utilize. And I think Washington did a damn good job. I don't think anyone should sit back and blame Joe Witt Jr. I think that he did a solid.
I know what AJ doing. I knew it. Go
What am
ahead.
I doing? I'm being
Go
dead
ahead.
ass. Like I'm being dead ass. Like
I know you did this. That's what I
yeah,
say.
I'm being
I
dead
know what
ass.
you I
Like
know what you doing.
at the end of the day, like I said, I feel like momentum really killed them going into the second half. Yeah, they don't have a good team, bro. Like we know what it is. We know that Jaden Daniels made up for a lot of the victories last year. I just think that the reality is they don't have enough playmakers, and you can see that on both sides of the ball. You don't have enough playmakers. Offense seemed a bit out of sync. I felt like they were tipping their hand with these screen passes. It happened multiple times where Luke didn't know where he was supposed to be lined up in a screen pass. Same thing with Terry on that play where Debo got the screen and bounced off his face mask. Debo was yelling at Terry to like move, move. You feel me? Like it is what it is, bro. Like the team is just going through their struggles, and at some point they got to recalibrate. I don't really want to talk about playoffs. I just think that they got to get on a run here, and I think it's feasible. Like you seen them play with grit and fire tonight. The defense played faster. They played a little. They played a lot of 3-4. Um, so you were able to see multiple linebackers on the field, different defensive fronts. I was cool. I was cool with it overall. I mean, like I said, I ain't expect them to win, so it's not like it's like the world crashing down. I thought it was actually snowing outside in the DMV, the way that they were creating turnovers and slowing Mahomes down. So I'm not really upset like many are. Yeah, I'm just curious to hear what y'all thoughts are, but overall, move on to next week.
I mean, yeah, like defensively, honestly, this is not a game I'm gonna come out upset and angry with them, because now I'm not gonna say they balled out just because the second half was a complete different story from the first half. But what they gave you in that first half, I didn't expect at all. I mean, they came out and they looked like a complete different defense, forcing turnovers. I thought Joe Witt, they used three linebackers a lot. I don't think McGee really came off the field like that this game, and I thought his speed showed up in places. We saw Tyler Owens, so they showed different things, and you were getting some results early in that first half. But the problem with this team, as it's been all season long, they just haven't found a way to play complementary football. Like the offense really let you down in that first half. You went three empty possessions, and it was something goofy every time. I mean, Debo just inexplicably dropping a pass that he just shouldn't drop. I mean, not only do you drop it, you bobble it in the air for a Kansas City player to make an easy interception. Second drive, Zach Ertz. I thought that was a bad spot. I'm sorry. That's a first down to me. It looked like this same kind of situation from the Pittsburgh game last year, but that's just bad luck there. I mean, and you could probably also chalk it up that Zach just doesn't really fight for those extra yards. Third drive, You go you lose the ball on fourth down. Mariota throws up the ball. I don't even know what he was throwing at. I thought he thought the play was dead. Anyway, that's 3 wasted possessions where the defense was giving you stops. You're not going to stop
I think he
Kansas
was
City
throwing to
forever.
Terry, but
Yeah,
somebody fucked up.
it just looked weird because you only needed 1 yard, which I also didn't like what Cliff did on
The
that particular
sequence
series.
after the second down call was frustrating because I don't mind what you did on second down, right? But it's when you get to third down. My thing is always like I'm not mad at them going for it on fourth down. My
No,
whole problem when you know that you're going for it on fourth down is where's a run? Like whether it's on
that's what
third
I
or
was
fourth
getting to.
down, I'm like,
Yes,
bruh, like get the ball. You got 2 yards to go. Whether you lose a yard, because you're not going to realistically, you're not going to lose 5 yards. Like
right.
even if it's perfect, like if they get through, you're going to lose like a yard or two. You still going to go for it. So like I'm like get a yard or two, bro. And even on 4th and 2, I'm personally okay with running the ball. Find a way to get. But I'm not saying you have to run it. I'm just saying there was no run look on third or fourth down, and yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was getting to, more like at some point you got to give a run look there because that was short yardage, like you said. What was it, 2nd and 3? You needed 3 downs to get 3 yards, and we were passing every time, and you ultimately screwed yourself out of a position to get a first down, keep the drive alive, and you give the ball back to Kansas City, and you're just not going to keep that type of team down for too long. That's why I said the defense, they held Kansas City. They did a yeoman's effort on them, much more than I expected. Jacob Martin came out playing with his, pants on fire. I mean, dude, he just gives that effort. He was there all game. He even got a sack, I think, in the 4th quarter. That type of energy is good, especially when you're losing all these edge rushers. But again, you cannot get out of these games without injuries. I mean, Kinlaw got injured today. It was Terry might be gone again. Who knows how long?
Re-aggravated it.
Yeah.
And with the only thing, Terry, Kinlaw, and Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, tons of
and it's the wildest thing is seeing each injury is one of your key contributors. It's nothing slight. It's not a special teams third stringer somewhere. It is we taking away your starters. The football gods are saying we're taking away your starters. It's so frustrating. Honestly, bro, like I think that the biggest revelation here, honestly, is Terry McLaurin. And I say that in the sense of we talked about, how his timeline may be a little bit longer than what people would expect, right? He came back and people are wondering why isn't Terry in on like these situational downs, third downs and stuff like that. This motherfucker, he couldn't get in the game. Like it literally wasn't the OC fault. It wasn't nobody else's fault except for this. He was not healthy. He wasn't healthy enough. And that's what kept him off the field.
But you see how he fell on that catch? He fell the same exact way that he fell in the Raiders game when he got hurt. Like I was wondering when he hit the ground, I was like, I wonder did he re-affect that quad? But then again, you also gotta wonder if it was an issue all game, if he was just kind of forcing himself to play.
He's hurt.
I mean, he looked pretty decent. I mean,
Nah, he's hurt. He don't have his speed. Like he's really hurt. He's just trying to push through. You feel me? Like he's trying to push through for a narrative purpose. And like I said, if he did come back and play, he's gonna hurt himself even more. And that's what it looked like the case is. So probably right back tomorrow, they're gonna re-sign Robbie Chosen back to the practice squad. You know, I mean, I'm not down on the season. I just feel like this is what happens. I mean, let's look at the other team across 95, Baltimore Ravens. They got the injury bug too. They done lost they star D tackle, they quarterback, different things happening over there. They 2-5. Like sometimes it just happens, man. It's about staying healthy as you can. And unfortunately, Washington hasn't stayed healthy. And when they were healthy, you know, they weren't necessarily making the greatest effort as a team. But you know, there's plenty more games in these primetime slots, so just get ready for it. But overall, I had a good time watching the game. You know, like
Yeah.
it could
See, I ain't
it.
even here for that. I ain't here for
I
that,
mean,
bro.
but it could have been worse, bro. Like think about it. The game was really competitive. The game was competitive the whole time.
It was competitive for a half.
It was competitive for a half, and
it was competitive for a half and a little bit of the third.
No, once Quan Martin had that damn personal foul, that was it.
What's frustrating is like, because like it's not about what you're doing, AJ, like at all. I just think I completely disagree from the standpoint of like the competitive. I think the energy was there. Like I think that they came out with their hair on fire. I think you can't take that away from them. You can't take away from like their preparedness level. They was locked in. They was making plays on the ball, right? We asked for the DBs to make plays on the ball. They did that. We asked for them to be like hyper aware of where the football is defensively. They did that. They even had a fumble opportunity. Marshawn got greedy, which in that instance, I honestly am not mad at him for trying to pick the ball up. He was right there. But like from a fundamental standpoint, you fall on the ball once somebody knocks it out. But I'm not mad at him there. You had another opportunity for a fumble, right? Ultimately, what killed them wasn't like I think it's fun to say that the halftime slowed them down, but reality, they came out in the second half and they got killed by Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes, and not just from a pocket standpoint, he killed them from not being able to get to him. There was no pass rushers there that was affecting him, right? There was moments where you have Deron Payne on the edge. I love the way that they utilized how they utilize the rush line sometimes, like with Ken Law and Deron Payne collapsing the edges. And then you had Johnny Newton in moments where he's creating that pressure. We already talked about Jake Martin. That's my dog. But like outside of Jake Martin, you really wasn't creating no pressure. There wasn't that many people creating pressure. And even when Johnny Newton did, the one time he got to the quarterback, he get a personal foul. Like when you talk about what happened in the second half, it wasn't halftime that did these guys. They could not get off the field in the second half. And that was primarily to their own doing. One of the biggest plays that Rashee Rice had in the second half, it was Frankie Louvu in the flats where he had Rashee, and Rashee just pulled away from him in the scramble drill. Like got behind him. Frankie Louvu lost where Rashee Rice is. And like, I'm not sitting here blaming somebody in that moment. That's Rashee Rice making a play and being aware of what his quarterback is, right? You would like for Louvu to know that the receiver is bailing and going upfield. But I'm saying that to say, like, every single moment with that defense in that second half had a lot to do with a lot of letdowns, a lot of coverage breakdowns, and then they was getting gashed in the second half. Kareem Hunt broke off a few 10-plus yard runs, a couple. And then Pachenko was getting the edge. Not to mention, bro, they ran a reverse with who was the dude? Was it Worthy or Hollywood?
When he ran across the field, he went one
ran
way,
across the field, ran past the Commanders defender to get to the other sideline. Like he literally ran past this dude. I guess he was anticipating somebody was going to pitch it to Pat Mahomes. Like that's how confused the Commanders defense was in the second half. They thought that a busted, blown up reverse was a double pass to Pat Mahomes, so he didn't tackle the receiver. He let the receiver run right past him. And I think that was Jalen Holmes. So when we talk about that second half, bro, it's not that's where I disagree the part. Like, it's not just halftime, bro. Like, these guys could not get off the field. And you talking about a moment that epitomizes it. It's that reverse where they like, yo, what are you like? You let this dude run right past you. You had a 5-yard loss, and he runs past you and going cross field, and you get you allow a first down off that. It was just like you know, we thought we had a chance until you didn't.
Yeah,
and you got reminded real quickly that you was not fit for this. You was not fit for this moment.
But see, that's why I say that's where it hurt you, where you couldn't do anything in those possessions in the first half, because you just knew at some point Kansas City was going to get right on offense. I mean, because they were giving you every opportunity to just kind of take control of the game. Like, I was happy to see us finally get the ball first and not defer, or the other team wins the coin toss. I'm like, oh, good. We may actually have a chance to get a lead. And you're driving. Debo, of course, that play happens. And then the next two drives, Marshawn Lattimore gives you an interception. He finally makes his first big play as a Commander, and you can't do nothing with that drive either. And it's like, at that point, I'm like, I know we're going to come back to these moments. While the game ended up 28-7, that's 3 chances for scores where this game could be a completely different game, even with the defense kind of getting gashed in the second half. Like, but once you couldn't kind of make up for those scores, you only scored one time, like you said, Mual, on the first 4 drives. You only scored that one time. You did absolutely nothing on offense in the second half. Now, Kansas City just running them up. Like I said, it was competitive for a half, but after the second half, that just, like I said, that first drive, Chiefs go down, score. But again, I was talking about Quan Martin making that boneheaded play because that was a second down and long. If he doesn't, want to hit the guy late, it's funny with Quan because he's either missing a tackle or he's hitting someone when he's not supposed to hit them. In this case, he does that, gives them extra life. And that to me just seemed like that gave Kansas City the momentum going forward. They end up scoring on that drive and you couldn't stop them anymore after that. And the offense gave you nothing. So that was just pretty much the end of the game. It was fun for a half, but that was it.
Yeah, man. It's rough. And Ant mentioned the Jalen Lane thing. I don't think he changed momentum in the game, but Ant, I do agree in the sense of we're talking about a player in Lane where, one, you already muffed the punt, bro. You muffed the kickoff. You already muffed the kickoff and you backed us up. Mariota then on a 3rd and 5 goes to you in a spot where he's actually getting pressured, right? He needs somebody to come through from the receiver standpoint. He goes to you. And, the ball is just off your fingertips. Almost picked. Wasn't picked. Almost picked, though. Got a punt. You got 2 opportunities in one drive that included the special teams. And, it just was not it was not a good opportunity or a good sequence for the rookie. I also think that Jalen Lane, I said this online, that I think he got to have the most drops on the team, bro. Between him and Zach Ertz. Yeah, him and Zach Ertz, bro.
Chris Moore.
Oh, my God. Chris Moore, too, who didn't play today, I don't think. Or he did.
He was out there late.
Yeah, I'm about to say he got it.
Terry left.
But Jalen Lane up there.
If Jaden Daniels had played, would they have won this game?
I don't know about winning, but they may be in better position. But I mean, then again, Ertz wasn't really costing you early on either. I mean, that wasn't Ertz's fault.
Mariota.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mariota. Yeah. Mariota wasn't really costing you early. I mean, that wasn't Mariota's fault that Debo bobbles a ball into a defender's hand, or that they spotted the ball bad on a 4th down where he looks like he gets the first down. I mean, but yeah, sure, Jaden probably does give you a better chance on some of those plays. I mean, because Jaden's better with his arm. I'll say that. And I think Cliff becomes too reliant on Mariota's legs when he's in there. Like, he's calling a lot more of those, quarterback keepers with Mariota in the game. Whereas when Jaden's playing, he's kind of looking to get the ball out of Jaden's hands, and Jaden's making more plays. So yeah, he probably gives you a better chance. But to say win, I mean, I can't say that. I
Dre, bro, I told you. And for those who don't know me and Dre, I don't know. I'm pretty sure some of y'all in here that do it too. We are gamblers. Bruh, the second half, I told you I needed 10 yards for glory with Zach Ertz. And was it 10? It was 9. Essentially, you really need 10. But I really needed 9 because he got 1 catch in the second half, right? Bruh, the 3rd and 5 hot route, since we talking about drops, that went off Zach Ertz's helmet when he ran the slant. He probably
15, 20 yards right there.
Off that alone, bro. And guess who dropped it? Like, it's him. He's up there. I think, and again with them, I think we had 3 drops today, if my math is right. Continuing our league best in drop passes offensively. What are we missing? Let me check my notes before we get to one sentence takeaways. Where my notes at? Jalen Lane, Terry on the sideline. Lattimore, I guess credit to Lattimore. He had a solid day today. 2 turnovers. We got
Well,
that.
is AJ still here? Because I want to ask AJ something real quick. AJ, what I mean, because I know you said you had fun watching this game, and the season's not lost. What kind of gives you confidence from watching this game going forward that this team could possibly turn things around? Like, what gave you confidence from this game if you still here, AJ?
I mean, what gave me confidence is that the defensive personnel, they were comfortable with changing, and guys played faster for the most part. And then offensively, I know that JD5 is a much better quarterback than Marcus Mariota. I think they would have scored in those opportunities that they had off of the turnovers if Jaden was the quarterback. I mean, even the touchdown that Marcus threw to Terry, I was like, what the hell is that? It looked like a glitch. It's like if you playing Madden and the quarterback just does a glitch. The ball was up in the air like a punt. And luckily Terry was able to capitalize off of it, but I think they would have scored more points offensively. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like
So you think they would have scored on all 4 of those drives?
I think they would have scored 3 out of the 4 at least. Because I mean, when I've seen Marcus Mariota play and he's the starter of the game, the game is called differently for him than it is for Jaden. I mean, Marcus didn't play bad to where he cost you the game, but at the end of the day, like you said, there's more keepers, not really too many shots downfield or looks of that nature. Yeah, it's just called differently. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I have a problem with either coaching staff, offensively or defensively. I mean, this is a game that I didn't expect them to win in the first place. I mean, no matter how the Chiefs started their season, this team was just in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Like this is a Super Bowl team. So even to be in close proximity to them as far as like how the game flowed is I don't want to say it's a win, but it's like you can compete with these teams. You just got to do a better job of finishing these plays. That's how I look at it. I'm also not a Debbie Downer, bro. So it's just like there's still more of the season left, and you'll see how it goes. But I mean, if they end up continuing to lose all their games, hey, they're in prime draft position to possibly get a better player to help contribute. Of course, like you have individual players that you looked at that didn't play as well, but I mean, I'm not as down. Yeah, I'm not gonna cry boo hoo about it. It is what it is.
I
But
just wanted to ask because I genuinely wanted your opinion because you did sound like you were pretty optimistic even coming off this game. I mean, I just wanted to know
Bro,
what
you
gives you that
can't,
optimism.
not you, the people. Like, there was still several coverage busts. Like, I saw people talk, and that's not 8. I saw people talking online like something has drastically changed. Only thing they did was put different people on the field. Bro, they still had several coverage busts on the second level.
yeah, they had
When Travis
coverage busts,
Kelce went for 30 something yards in that first drive out of the second half, like he's clearly in line blocking, but nobody had the wherewithal to realize that he was still an eligible receiver. Travis Kelce. This is one of those
it was
things where I
Quan
look at
Martin.
when I
It
look
was
at
Quan.
I don't know who it would, bro. But it is one of those zones where I look at who was a team that we had just played.
The
Oh my
Chargers.
God.
Atlanta.
No, we lost to him. Yes, Atlanta. Thank you. Where we look at Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson, and like that these are the guys that you have to cover and you have to account for at all costs. Any drive, every time that they're on the field, and they didn't do it. And that's one of those moments where it's like there's absolutely no reason nobody should have eyes or that nobody should have eyes on Kelce, bro. And that was just flat out ridiculous. And when we talk about other plays, bro, like sure the scramble drill and how Mahomes can manipulate a secondary just by him moving outside and inside throughout the pocket can help his offense. I still think like there should be no like you shouldn't make it easier on Pat. And that's what this secondary did at times. One of the things that I said in that first half, bro, even with the turnovers, is both offenses are moving the ball, but neither team wants to score. That's literally how I felt. So it don't matter, like, from an optimism standpoint, you can be optimistic all you want. But, like, this defense is still has not, like, from a bust standpoint, it has not changed. And I don't know, like, that's kind of part of the problem. So I think that's kind of where my head is at. And if I want to, like, put it out in words, I think even if we do have the horses that comes back, which ultimately I don't think we'll ever see Terry fully healthy this season. That's one thing. I don't know what Devo's status is moving forward. He played most of the game. He didn't finish the game. But we're at this stage, and obviously Jaden Daniels. I think I said that after the game that he got hurt against Dallas, I think he was going to miss multiple weeks. And Adam Schefter's reporting that he may miss more than this game. We'll monitor that. Yeah, he said, I saw your reaction, Dre. He had said at some point today that he said that he felt like don't be surprised if Jaden is out for Sunday night as well. So that's what he had said. Maybe on the McAfee show. Is where it came from. So I say all that to say, from not to rain on anybody's optimism. You can be optimism all you. I saw Amani say 5-6 before the bye. Well, how the hell we about to get to 5-6? I mean, what did he say? 5-6? Yeah, 5-6. How the hell we gonna get to 5-6? You tell me how we gonna do that. You got Seattle up next. You got Detroit after that. People thought that I was overlooking Seattle when I mentioned online that Detroit is in 2 weeks. No, it had nothing to do with overlooking Seattle. I'm not thinking about Seattle when I talk about Detroit. I'm worried about what Detroit finna do to niggas. Like, that's what I'm worried about. I know how they operate just from a recent history standpoint. They trying to put 60 on niggas head top. And I'm not trying to be around to see that. So let me calm down. But that's kind of where I'm at. I genuinely think that the coverage issues still exist. I like how they played today in terms of making plays on the football. But I also think that no matter how far this team goes, the injuries are going to keep hurting them. And now that you have Terry re-aggravating his quad, I don't know where Debo is, and I don't know how long we'll have Jaden out. I don't know where they can start stringing things for the better and turning this season around is where I'm at, like, cold stop. That's where I'm at.
And see, that's why I asked AJ the question specifically, because even if the defense had a good half, which they had a good half, the second half they fell apart, but nothing on this team. I mean, not even just the defense, but offensively, injuries, nothing right now gives me confidence that this is a team that can go on a run until I see something, of substance. I mean, it's one game at a time from here on out. We'll see what happens in the Seattle game. I mean, I'm not confident going into it. I'm going to watch it, obviously, and see what happens. Hopefully, Jaden's available, but nothing to this point has led me to believe that this is our season. This season has just gone off the rails, and it's not much to be positive about, or nothing too much positive to grasp onto. Like, one of the last things I was kind of grasping onto was, okay, you got your receivers back, Terry's back, Debo's back. Jaden might be out. Maybe Jaden comes back next week, and then you'll have your full cast. But it looks like Terry's going to be out again. So it's like, again, you're not going to have a full cast on offense. And we know the defense is limited. I mean, personnel, you got bodies dropping on that side. You already didn't have a lot of talent to begin with on that side. And now you have to, deal with the injuries. And now you're on your fourth edge rusher. Now Kinlaw got hurt in this game as well. I mean, who knows if he's going to have to miss some time. So you're very limited there. So when you're limited on the defense, you have to lean on the offense. And the offense this year, it's just been off. Like, I mean, whether, Cliff is a consistent calling, run plays, getting guys schemed up, whatever the case may be, Cliff, the personnel, injuries, nothing is giving me confidence that this team can, bounce back or beat a team that we saw at any point last year that's going to go on some kind of run. I'm hoping for it. I obviously hope I'm wrong, but it's nothing that has given me optimism up to this point that is there this season.
All right, so let me catch up with the one sentence takeaways from social media. Brandon, you had me rolling. Brandon says, I can't cuss. I can't cuss why he says this is crazy, but he said, God gives me his toughest battles for no effing reason. He actually said the word, but I ain't going to use that while we're using God's name, brother. But Brandon, you had me rolling, bro. Because it's like, why me? why I got to deal with this? Jarrell, what's up, player? Said started off decent in the first half and got torched in the second half. Goat Latia. She actually corrected me after I said this with y'all. I didn't know if it was Latia or Alicia. But she said that y'all was right. It's Latia. Get Jaden Daniels back ASAP.
No shit.
Hey, why your camera off, bro?
Because of the word I just used.
AJ in the dark.
Oh my god.
Nigga, I've been sick as fuck, bro. Like
you couldn't do this while the game was on, while that second half was going on, bro.
Bro, just like how the Commanders look like shit. That's exactly what I'm doing.
You said they look good tonight, man. You
said they look good. You was having a ball, bro.
I'm saying to some people.
Hey.
All right, yeah, you go ahead and mute up before we hear something we don't need to hear, bro. Go ahead and mute back up, bro. Dave Tizzy said our lack of speed on O&D is glaring. Yes. I hope Cliff gets a head coach job somewhere next season. I don't care what the numbers are. His scheme is ass. Oh, that's what Jay Tizzy was in the. What did he say? I saw something. He said something early in the game, bruh. Let me see if I can find it. He said, no, bro. He was online saying, I hope this. In the first half, I hope this has restored everyone's faith in the coaching staff. We have one of the best staffs in the league. That came from Jay Tizzy's mouth, and not even a full hour and a half later, clip some shit, let him go.
But actually, he been on that for a minute. I mean, I don't know what he was on in the game, but he been talking about that.
No,
shit
he been talking about. He been talking about Cliff for a minute. But what I'm surprised about is the tweet. It's like we have one of the best staffs in the league. I'm like, well, how I go from the Cliff part to we got one of the best staffs in the league. Now it's back to everything some shit. I don't know. That's what I was thinking about earlier. So I'm glad I'm reading this one sentence takeaways. Amani already said it. 5 and 6 by the bye week is the goal. Oh Lord Jesus, I ain't gonna do it. But individual said, I fear. I swear, bro. If y'all look at these,
he said it.
If y'all look at these names, bro, y'all gonna understand. He said, I fear this season is going to be pretty disappointing overall. Definitely saying at least new coordinators this all season if they don't pull up out the nosedive. Now that's a big word. Like an important word in the context. This seems like a nosedive right now. That's what it feels like. But yeah. I'll read a couple more. Rackhouse says, or Jamal says, Cliff continues to hide. In the chat, they said that y'all said that we wasn't talking about Cliff. That was one of the first things we mentioned on that the 2 series that they didn't score.
I specifically said at the beginning of the game this was on the offense.
I don't understand. Where did we miss the Cliff thing? Like I don't understand. Like where's the window of opportunity that we should talk about Cliff that we haven't? One of the biggest drives was that 4th and 2 when it was still scoreless. The 3rd and 2 and the 4th and 2 when it was still scoreless. We covered that. The first drive of the game, he came out cooking. Even in the second drive of the game to get us in that position to go for it on 4th and 2, like or to set us up on 3rd and 2 is what I should say because that's where the problem started. He came out cooking. Like Debo drops a pass, ball gets picked off. He got us down inside the 20, I think it was where the ball was picked off. So I mean, I don't understand where the window of opportunity to talk about the offense was missed. The second half, you only had one possession in the third quarter. Outside of that, you couldn't move the ball for shit in the second half. You had one possession in the third quarter. You went 5 yards and a punt. And I think one of them was the drop. It was a 3rd and 5 drop. You had a chance to extend the drive. So I mean, I think from a scheme standpoint, you know, I'm not even arguing with people. Honestly, I think I'm just more so aware that everybody's frustrated, so they're just looking for things to blame. Like we talk more about the defensive side of the ball. AJ defends the defense. We got other people talking about the offense in the chat. They love to blame the offense. I think people are looking for like the single source of what the problem is. And honestly, bro, it's a failure on both sides of the ball. But there's one that is a terrible side. It is league wide terrible, where one side of the ball is at least keeping you in games, and that's the offensive side of the ball. They keep you in games, no matter who's at quarterback and no matter what injuries they deal with. They keep you in the games. So I think that's the reason why, at least on from my perspective, why people focus on the defense more than they talk about anything else.
I mean, I don't even.
Did you wash your hands, bro?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
2 times.
All right.
2 times. But yeah, I mean, hey, bro, if y'all only knew what I've been going through the past couple weeks, Lord Jesus. Yeah, but
see that doctor again, bro.
Man, nigga been throwing up all type of shit. But yeah.
Oh Lord. What do you call him, bro? Sheldon.
Wait, Stanley.
Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet.
Hey, cuz.
But nah, I mean, Cliff is Cliff, bro. Like I think when he get the right momentum, he definitely dials it up. All right, man, y'all taking it too serious, bro. See, I be forgetting that we doing a live show where other people are watching, and I'm not just talking to my boys. But yeah, I've definitely been hurt. I've been hurting over here, dog. Been dying, and no, not for
bro,
weeks.
I'm reading the chat, bro.
Not for weeks. Y'all tripping. For weeks, I'd be dead.
You did say weeks though. You said if you would.
No, I'm saying I've been sick. Like I mean, if Maul and my close friends, he's sick. I done been to hospital twice over the past 2 weeks,
you
bro. Like yeah, like I don't know what, but yeah. At the end of the day, Cliff. You know, I can't really sit here and say he called a bad game, especially that open drive was sweet. Like they should have got 7 points out of it. Unfortunately, a turnover took place. You know, I see a lot of people calling for Cliff's job or hoping that he takes one of these collegiate jobs or whatever job opens. I mean, it is what it is, bro. When you're playing with Chris Moore at wide receiver and all these different guys at wide receivers, it's kind of hard to really run your playbook. Then you got injuries that keep happening. Now Brandon Coleman, just so randomly, out of the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's been inactive.
That was so random, bro.
The one game he gets active, he actually has to play and replace Lermy Tunsil. Is just like, come on, bro.
Which was wild.
You said what?
I said he didn't look bad from what I've seen, at least.
Yeah, he didn't look bad, but definitely on the other side, Josh Conley Jr. looks ass. He looks fucking horrible. But you know, it's just one of those things. I think a lot of people are.
Well, you said who? You said Connolly?
Yeah, Connolly Jr. Even tonight, like so many things happen that we haven't been accustomed to seeing this year, bro. We created 2 turnovers, especially going against one of the best quarterbacks of all time. You had Ben Sinnott catch a pass, his second pass on the season. Like, you had Brandon Coleman had to come back and play. Like, you had Bobby Wagner get an interception, Marshawn get an interception. Like, it's so many different things that happened in this game that you have not seen all season. And they still ended up losing, you know? Because at some point, some people want to play hero ball. Some people not trusting what their teammates supposed to do. So you're getting beat in certain situations. You're getting pass rush every now and then from Jacob Martin. But, like, Patrick Mahomes had a lot of time in the pocket. And, I mean, I'm talking to y'all while I'm watching this damn play again. I don't know if Quan Martin was supposed to blitz or he went on the blitz because he thought that Travis Kelce was going to stay in and block the whole time. But essentially, that play alone gave him like what 30, 40 yards because he came down and he got pancaked, and by that time, Travis Kelce was butt naked.
They're saying
So
that he got held. I saw the tweet that Mark Bullock put it. I mean, you watching the play, but Mark Bullock put it up there. I actually didn't watch it in detail. Like I didn't watch him in detail, but I'm just acknowledging the chat and Bullock put it out there too that he got held and nobody called it. But even still, like I said, that's why I was like, I don't know who was supposed to cover him because he may have had the running back for all we know.
yeah, I mean we seen different things. It couldn't get the run game established. Chris Rodriguez had one carry. He should have followed his guard. He didn't. He cut up field. Yeah, man, it's just they don't have talent, bro. So it's I can't even really be mad at them. Like they really don't have talent. I think that the coaching staff is not poor, but they just don't have the talent to compete against these elite teams. So that's why you're seeing some of these things take place, especially if it's their defense battling another against an elite offense. It's gonna be hard to stop. Like you said, we got Seattle coming up, Detroit coming up. They're gonna get exploited. Like it is what it is, huh? Y'all
No,
thoughts just like
I'm about to say that's what I'm reading. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Hey man,
Is
that
he
is
is he
not
talking
blame the
about us?
fans. Yeah, he mad because he said that y'all just blaming one side, which is the defense.
He said, "Stop the blame. We trash on both sides. Point blank. Y'all trash, just like our team." Well, George, as long
hey
as you hit
George,
that
you
like,
trash.
as long
You
as you
you
hit that
you
like
like
button,
you George, you like what I just put in the toilet. Some shit.
hey, as long as you hit that like button, bro, fire away, bro, because you can always block us.
I mean, fans is mad, man. They get
Yeah,
frustrated. It is what it is. Man.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think, and it's crazy because he said that, but it's like we again
We blaming everybody.
rehash both sides of the ball.
That man's
Like
still red right
I
now.
don't get it. So I think this is a good time for us to kind of, in terms of the post game, we're good. I think we covered everything. Because all we're gonna do is go in this same this circle again with them talking about them being like the fans that's live. Like going back to which side we need to blame the most. I think we covered both sides of the ball in this game. And I think until they can find ways to win, just truthfully speaking, I think until they find ways to win and actually win games, we're going to have like these same kind of reoccurring conversations about long term and like the amount of games that we have left to have these conversations. I think the biggest thing is going to be this 3-game stretch. We talked with Tashawn Reed on Tuesday or Thursday. He said that the most important is these previous 3: Dallas, Kansas City, Seattle, and Detroit. But Miami's important too, because you saw what it just did to Atlanta. And I've been telling y'all like that stretch with Miami is important too, because it don't matter who they got out there. It's our defense that they're going up against. That's a problem. So let's focus on right now. Close out with the injury. Javon Kinlaw. Dan Quinn said Javon Kinlaw could have came back, but they held him out. TBD on Terry and TBD on Laramie Tunsil. Terry said he's optimistic about his quad after not returning to the game. I take that with a grain of salt at this point. I think we all will. Hamstring injury for Tunsil. I don't know about that. He tried to fight it out, didn't come back out after halftime, and that's another problem in itself. So everybody hurt, bro. Everybody hurt. All right. Y'all be safe. When y'all wake up in the morning, it's okay to be upset, but don't let this shit drag into Wednesday, man. We got a show. We got to talk about how we're gonna beat shit. Oh Lord Jesus, how we're gonna beat Seattle. All right. Y'all take it easy. Be safe. AJ. Oh yeah, AJ couldn't wait. He had to get back on that toilet, boy. I'm telling you that.
Bro, that shit was
That boy, that joint calling his name, bro. Just use Febreze, bro. Lysol, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe. Appreciate y'all watching.
Trap it down, trap it down, trap it down, you gon' trap it down. Trap it down, you gon' trap it down. Damn, set, watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive, this is Trap or Dive.